What is up, Leo? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is a love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's get into it. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. My name's Jordyn. I'm a master Reiki practitioner, tarot reader, life coach, bunch of things. So if you want a personal reading or Reiki session, book it down below through my website in the description box. And check out Patreon if you want a free 10-minute reading. But let's see what's going on for you in regards to love and romance. Keep in mind that love can mean your family relationships too, if you are currently single, and this is applying to a specific relationship when it comes out, okay? Page of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, the World in reverse. I laugh when the World in reverse comes about, because the World in reverse tells me that this is something you've been through before, whether it be with this person or just in general, you've experienced a similar situation, meaning like it could be a karmic cycle that you have to close out. Karmic doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's a lesson your soul's going through. So it could be a lesson in codependency or a lesson in a form of like toxicity or something, right? Overgiving, right? And we have, okay, two more. Okay, bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups, which is the card of mourning. It's the card of release, of letting go. The Five of Cups is like, this is as bad as it's gonna get, and then you're done. Then like, once you purge this, you're good. On to the next. I like this. So we start off with the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is the student. It's the beginning. It's the messenger. This could be somebody coming in. With the Seven of Wands, this feels like someone's kind of like, I don't want to accept what you have to say. The Seven of Wands is a little bit of standing the ground, a little defensive of an energy. If this is what you're anticipating, that's what the world, that's really what the world feels like when we're building up to the world here. Feels like someone's like, well, if I reach out to them or if they were to contact me, like I really don't want to talk to them, right? Something like of that sense. It's kind of like they're probably going to be the same old person, and it's like they're expecting the same thing. It's not going to be the same though. It's not. There's an opportunity to learn this lesson to really close out the cycle here. That's why the world shows up. The world shows up when there's the opportunity to really close it out. So then we have the Two of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Chariot. So you have the free will kind of getting in, not in the way, but delaying the divine, right? So the divine's going to happen regardless. Major Arcana, like the World and the Chariot, the cycle's going to close out either way. It's just a matter of, do you want it to close out now, or do you want it to close out later? Now would be, yeah, let's make the choice to just move forward. But they're both in reverse right now. So it tells me that there's a little bit of free will. The free will decision to say, actually, I don't know if I want to talk to you. I don't know if I want to talk to that person. I don't know if I want to approach them yet. Whatever side that you're on, okay? We have death and rebirth in reverse here. So this tells me that there is a really big opportunity for change and transformation. When this death card's in reverse, it is about a rebirth, right? So it's kind of like a second chance. It doesn't necessarily mean a second chance at this relationship, but it is a second chance in regards to closing out this cycle or learning this lesson. So let's say that you were in a dynamic that was toxic. You're now learning to approach or communicate things differently, right? That's the lesson that you've learned from this relationship. So it's kind of like tying up loose ends in a sense. With the Emperor here in reverse, it could very much so mean letting go of the need for control or having things your way. So if ego or pride's getting in the way of communication, especially with the Page of Wands, Page of Pentacles here. That's weird I said Page of Wands. Page of Wands can be communication, but Page of Wands to me is usually like creative endeavors. Page of Pentacles is about building foundations and making like tangible offers. So with the Emperor though, it's kind of like, well, I want it my way. Like I want this offer to happen my way, and I want them to, like if you're the one making the offer, this Emperor would be, well, I want to make the offer like this, and if they don't accept it, it's going to upset me. Well, you can't control how they react, right? And they might be expecting something differently, right? Because we all grow up with different expectations and different programming and different ideas of what love looks like and gestures are supposed to be like, and the essence of what things are supposed to feel like. And so with the King of Cups here, it is genuine. There's a lot of love here, but the control of wanting to know how it's going to go and wanting it to go the way they want it to is what's getting in the way. That's what needs to be let go of. And it's kind of just like mourning that with the Five of Cups. Like, just stop it. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. So let's see what's going on here. Let's dig in a little deeper. I like this though, because this is like, it's kind of like an emotional maturing. So if you're in a romantic relationship with somebody, it's kind of like, okay, even if you don't react the way that I want you to, at least I'm approaching this with like genuine love toward you, and we can work with your reaction and still resolve this. It doesn't mean that like, oh my God, it doesn't work, it's the end of the world. No, it doesn't mean that. Don't be silly. It can still work. You just need to like not be so hard on yourself. Four of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. There's like a really big resilience, like determination behind wanting to offer this foundation. So if this is the person you're dealing with, just know that it's going to happen very quickly. And so if you're used to them, or if you're anticipating them coming in very abruptly, it's going to be very like swift. It's going to be like, hey, how you doing? What are you up to? You want to meet for coffee? You want to have lunch? You want to have brunch? Or if this is you, just take it. Okay. This to me is also with the Four of Pentacles there. It's this energy of like, they're not willing to let this go. It's kind of like, I want to hold on to this relationship, whether it be a friendship or a romantic relationship or something with a family member. If you had a tiff, like they're still holding on to the argument. They're like, I can't let it go. I want to resolve it. Right? It's kind of like that. Like, we need to talk about this. That's what the Eight of Wands is. Like, it's really quick communication, travel. Let's look at the Seven of Wands. This is that defensive energy. I feel very like King of Swords, Queen of Swords with this though. We have the Nine of Cups on it. Nine of Pentacles, Four of Swords, which is Libra energy, Queen of Swords energy. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune reverse and the Five of Pentacles. Someone's isolating themselves very much so. I feel like this is the other person. The person who would be receiving the gesture or the offer. With the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles, nines are indicative of an individual. Tens are indicative of relationships in the external, right? So when you have a Four of Swords in reverse, the Four of Swords is like, okay, I've taken the time to rest and rejuvenate and like take time for myself. And now I'm just kind of isolating myself. I enjoy my time alone. And they're just working through a lot of change. So this person's probably like really into like self-awareness, self-discovery. They're feeling very financially stable, really secure in who they are, really finally feeling safe in who they are. And they're finding emotional stability within themselves. Okay, with the Seven of Wands, it's kind of like their hermit mode. They're like in a mini hermit mode, and it's not personal to this other person. It's just kind of like, hey, I just decided to go on this little adventure of self-discovery and it's going really well. You know, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Not in a bad way though. Five of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. The Five of Pentacles does speak to abandonment and rejection. If the person coming in is taking this as like abandonment and rejection, it really wasn't personal. It was just kind of like, okay, well, I need to find myself. I need to do what I need to do now. Okay, let's look at the universe, which is the world. Four of Wands and the Fool. Yeah, you're going round and round. It's going to be, the reason the cycle is not closing out is because it's actually a really solid foundation, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned here. So if this is like a relationship that's on and off, on and off, on and off, just stop going on and off. You're in it. You're in it. It's done. It's settled. Like, just go through the lessons. Don't run from things because they're emotionally difficult. Just work through it, because it's just showing parts of you that want to heal, that want to be loved, that are scared to be loved. Because with the Fool there, it's taking the risk. It's like willingly taking the risk, and not in a sense, ooh, sorry, wrong card. Not in a sense of fear, being like, oh my God, this is scary, change, how frightening. No, change, exciting, let's do it. Like, oh my gosh, you're challenging me to see a part of me I don't really like. I agree. That part of me is kind of mean. Let's get rid of her, right? It's working through things like that. It's a really solid foundation. Communication is really going to change in this relationship big time. There's going to be a lot of change in communication because ego is really big in this, like, in the vibe that we're getting here, especially with the Emperor in reverse. Emperor in reverse is my way or the highway. It's very, like, there's no budging. That's distorted. That's not okay. Yeah, Tower in reverse and the Two of Wands. The Tower is Aries, Mars, Scorpio energy. It's a lot of fire energy, so it's a little bit more ego, right? And it's Mars, which is known as the god of war. It gets a really bad rep, but it's actually a lot of passion, a lot of creativity. Everything has its own spectrum. And so with the Tower in reverse, it's like you have the choice here to either allow this to burn and not give yourself the opportunity to learn and grow with this person in a really passionate and creative way, or you can just let it go to the ashes and just be like, no, too much damage is done, which isn't really true because you can heal it. You can heal it. Would it be hard? Possibly. But really, like, who's to say what hard is? Like, everybody has their own definition of hard. It's just, are you willing to do the work? Right? Every relationship's hard, regardless of the, like, kind of relationship it is. Right? Relationships that help you grow, challenge you to see the parts of you that are needing some love, typically are not easy. Queen of Wands in reverse. There's the ego and the Nine of Wands. Very determined energy, but very, I can do this myself, I don't need you energy. So this is a mirror. We got a mirror going on because this is kind of like an Emperor energy as well, but the feminine version of it. So the person who's making the offer, if their offer gets rejected, it's kind of like, well, you know what? I didn't need you anyway, and I'm perfectly fine without you. I'm just going to keep doing what I want to do. It's another 9. They're going to mirror this individual's energy right back, right? If they don't choose to accept their offer and change and move forward with them, because that's how they're perceiving it, just because they don't get an answer right away. Because the Two of Wands is like, I'm going to think about it. Let's look at Death in reverse. So here comes the rebirth. Here comes the change. It feels funny. It feels like, oh, plot twist. It's like, just kidding. Two of Wands, Ace of Cups in reverse. And then we got the Ten of Swords. Okay, so with the Two of Wands, it's kind of like, hey, is your offer still standing? I'd like your cup now. I thought about it, and I do want to work on their relationship. And the other person's like, well, now I hurt my own feelings because you didn't react the way I thought you were going to react. And I created this own story in my own mind of fear and rejection and abandonment all over again. Trigger, 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 trigger. That's all it is. This person really didn't reject them or abandon them. They just didn't react how the initial person making the offer wanted. So they were, you know what, fine, I don't need you. Right? And so now we're going to see the mirror of that, because now they're just ping-ponging the same thing back and forth. Okay? So let's see what's going on with the Emperor in reverse. Because with the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Swords, it's kind of like, I want the new beginning, but I don't want to keep doing this anymore. I don't want to keep doing the pain. I don't want to keep doing the drama. I don't want to keep doing the fighting. Like, I want something new, but if we do this, like, it needs to be new. Let's look at the Emperor in reverse. I feel like this is what the, yeah, Five of Swords. This feels actually really sad. I feel like the person who was taking the time to think about the offer feels as if they're betrayed. And so in the sense of like, I'm trying so hard to be loyal, to be stable, to be all of these things, and it's still not enough. So it's almost like it's not them wanting it their way or the highway. It's almost like nothing's good enough kind of energy. It's like they're yeah. And you have the Sun in reverse, which is oppression, depression. They're starting to seek into themselves, and now they're beating down the version of themselves that they've just built up. And it's just because now they're taking on this energy of the person who's basically just fearing a lot of abandonment and rejection. Just because they wanted to take some time to think about it. No, it's kind of sad. Let's look at the King of Cups. But again, it all comes down to like we can't control other people's reactions. And so they're both mirroring that. They're both like punishing themselves, poisoning their own mental and emotional states because of the other person that they care so much for, and all these assumptions. And King of Cups, Magician in reverse. Yeah, so, and then the Devil. Yeah, the Devil's attachment. The Devil's attachment. It's codependency. It's people pleasing. It's like, oh my gosh, if I had just accepted their offer the first time, then we wouldn't be in this position, and I wouldn't feel so small, and I wouldn't feel this, and they wouldn't feel hurt, and because I hurt them, now I feel small too. It's attachment and codependency. And with the Magician in reverse, it's saying like, I gave my personal power to them by saying to myself, well, my power is now oppressed because I upset them. That's me giving my power to you. Oh, you're upset? I'll take that upset. I'll take it from you and I'll give it to myself. And I'll make myself feel small because I can't control your emotions, but I'll allow myself to carry that because I feel as if it's my fault you feel that way. But it's not. I can't control your feelings. I can't. But I genuinely needed some time to think about it. I need some time to think about it. And I honestly said that. I can't control your reaction. I was just trying to be authentic. Right? So it's the mirror. It's a mirror. Six of Swords in reverse underneath the Devil. This needs to be addressed. This is not a healthy habit. And that's why this connection, you keep coming back to each other because you're going to heal this. And it's going to be the communication. Like I said, that's going to be the big thing that changes in this relationship, because the Six of Swords represent communication, intellect, and perspective, how we perceive things. That's what's stopping you from moving forward. The way that you both perceive things or how you want things to move forward is not working because it's rooted in a lot of distortion. Ace of Swords in reverse, it's rooted in a lot of lies. It's not true. You need to start seeing the truth. Okay, so let's clarify the last card, the Five of Cups. I said cups, weird, that was really annoying, sorry. But they're a good pair. They're a good pair because, yeah, you have the Ten of Cups and you have the Six of Swords in reverse again, Three of Wands, Hierophant in reverse, and the Two of Pentacles. Stop running from the relationship. The Two of Pentacles is like, this is so back and forth. Like, I want it, but I don't want it. I want it, but I don't want it. No, you want it, but you don't want the drama and you don't want to do the work. That's really what it is because it's hard. And so you're waiting for the Ten of Cups. You're waiting for the Ten of Cups, but you have the Ten of Cups here. But you're needing to get out of the Five of Swords to move to the Six. And the Five of Swords is the inner conflict. It's the voice in your head that's saying, oh my gosh, I upset them. That's my fault. No. No. Their emotions are their responsibility. But you can control how you communicate. You can communicate through authenticity and love and gentleness and consideration of their emotions. But you don't need to walk on eggshells to protect their emotions. There's a big difference. Okay? And vice versa. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Okay? I love you. I wish you the best. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, book it down below. And like, share, subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.